Record.
We're just in a Zoom meeting, and we're just in a Zoom meeting, and you're already probably fighting.
It's the Damien and Lena show. Yay. Hey, hopefully some more will show up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 have decided to not be here on time. So thank you all for being here on time that are here. And we have a lot to cover today. So let's get started right away with our 3-week. Oh, here goes. This is always my fun. Yeah, this is always the part that bothers me. Trying to find the document I want to share. Here we go. That's not it. There we go. Okay. So if you haven't looked at this yet, this is what we're going to look at right now. And this is the layout for the last 3 weeks. By the way, the last 3 weeks, the previous 3 weeks are now in Portal. So you can see what your grades are. We'll continue having Zoom meetings starting directly at 10:15. Again, okay, we're going to stop right here because this is the other homeroom never does this. So there's somebody in this room that thinks this is really funny every day. Please remove the mark. I will close out the meeting and have everybody come back in if that mark is not removed. So whoever made it, we're waiting. Remove the mark. Thank you. Don't put it up there again. All right, our next novel by one. You know what? I forgot to show you my face. Isn't that ridiculous of me? Sorry about that. Here I am. Anyway, one vote, only one vote got the Little Prince. Unfortunately, 14 people voted out of 28. So if you don't like the Little Prince, maybe you should have voted if you didn't vote. The Little Prince was number 1 and the Silver Chair was number 2 by one single vote. So what I have done is I have now gotten one of the things of quarantine that has allowed me to have extra time. I created my own little mini studio. So inside the little mini studio, I have been able to record the story. It sounds really great. So click on the link that is in the daily assignment. And it'll be up there every day. We're not going to spend our Zoom time anymore reading the stories out loud. You'll have to do that on your own, but they'll be there every day. It's a great tale. It's crazy. It's wild. It's freaky. It's funny. And it's very entertaining. We will continue everything that we've done all year long. In other words, the last 3 weeks, this is basically going to be a review of everything that we've done. The traits of effective writing, the types of paragraphs, how to write a summary, all the punctuation marks, what nouns, verbs, and adjectives can be, verb tenses. We'll continue our daily editing, making sure your subjects and verbs agree in the sound. Also have a comprehensive list of vocabulary and spelling words that you should know going into 4th grade. Not the only words you should know, but these words you must really make sure you get down. Fiction and nonfiction every day. We'll continue our gifted thinking skills. We're going to be reviewing all the ancient civilizations, continuing on geography skills. Very excited about that. I think I mentioned this last week, but you can choose any place on the planet and you will become an expert in that place by collecting data, pictures, videos, whatever you want, and you're going to present that in the last week of school. And you're going to be our tour guide. The fancy word for tour guide would be the docent. So you're going to lead us around whatever, wherever. It can be anywhere presently on the planet, and you can tell us all about it. We'll continue doing quizzes, family fun activities, fun facts, and using the clever apps, the safe YouTube, the slide shares, the learning sites, and again, the private teams channel. So we're going to finish strong and in charge of our own learning. Let's stop this share and we'll open up the next one. Thank you for your attention. Something's flying in front of my screen. Was that SWAT? No, that was Viga. All right, let's do the daily assignment. Here it is. Open that up and go to the top. So if you click on the link right there, That will give you the first 2 chapters of The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Now, you'll have to look up the pronunciation of that. It's a very difficult name to pronounce. And you have 4 questions to answer. We're going to be reading some poetry, but I got to have an announcement. For some reason in Teams, this morning, I wanted to pull up some of your poetry, and for some reason, it's not letting me see it. So I have poetry for my homeroom that I'll share, but I can't seem to see the team's assignments. I saw them last Friday, but for some reason, I'm not seeing them today. So we'll be sharing some poetry, but it will just be my homeroom, unfortunately. You have editing. Gold, the California Gold Rush, started in 1848. In fact, the football team, the San Francisco 49ers, are named after that gold rush because the big gold rush really was 1849, but it started in 1848. So they're called the 49ers because of that. Academic spelling and vocabulary, here are those words. Again, somebody is drawing on the screen. And that's really called a very needy person, a person that needs attention in inappropriate ways on a regular basis. That's not a good way to be. It really is not. So please remove those marks. I want you to say, I'm going to have to, let's see if I can do this from here. I wanted to do the controls. Okay, I can't do it that way. I'm going to stop this share, then I'm going to unmute everybody. Then I'm going to restart the share and look at that Bagby assignment again. And I want you to say the word after I say it. These words were put together by people that are experts in elementary education and do studies on what words are important per grade level. And going into the 4th grade, it was determined that 3rd graders need to know how to spell and use these words. So most of them will be very familiar, but you'll need to know what they mean for sure, and know how to spell them and know the meaning of them and how to use them in sentences. So as I say the word, you say it after me. Additional.
Additional.
Agreeable.
Agreeable.
Argue.
Argue.
Arrange.
Arrange.
Assist.
Assist.
Attract.
Attract.
Careless.
Careless.
Cause.
Cause.
Climate.
Climate.
Coast.
Coast.
Compare.
Compare.
Construct.
Construct.
Continent.
Continent.
Contrast.
Contrast.
Credit.
Credit.
Culture.
Culture.
Dangle.
Dangle.
Defend.
Defend.
Describe.
Describe.
We'll do the next row tomorrow. But again, these words shouldn't be like, oh, what in the world is that? They are just determined not by me, but by surveys of teachers and academic people that study this stuff a lot. And they determined that these words are crucial for 3rd graders going into 4th grade. So practice the meanings of them. Eliminate the ones that you do. You can eliminate the ones that you do know how to spell and use, and really focus on the ones that seem a little confusing. We're going to be looking at a slideshow in a little bit about the power of punctuation with all those marks. I have a picture here, a PDF of a really cool picture of the punctuation jungle and what all the marks mean. Plus, there are great quizzes right here on using those punctuation marks. I want you to tell me what genre you're reading and how do you know the genre of your book, and what is the topic and main point of your nonfiction book. On our writing, this is nothing new. In fact, these traits have been used in every grade level. In fact, you'll see the same traits next year. Ideas, strong ideas, organizing your thoughts, good word choice, so they aren't using the same words over and over again. You have your own voice. In other words, it sounds like you're writing and nobody else's. You're using proper grammar, and your sentences flow together nicely. These are determined to be very important traits for quality writing heading into 4th, 5th grades and beyond. In fact, every writer, these traits are important for every single writer. So I want you to try to start a narrative paragraph today that demonstrates the 6 traits. And I hope that this narrative paragraph, which is a story, starts the beginning of a longer story. So we're going to keep practicing. If somebody is coming into the meeting that needs to change their name. All right, we've got for gifted thinking skills, 17 puzzles and riddles with answers on the Safe YouTube site right here. They're fun. Some of them are easy. Some of them are quite hard. We're going to be looking at the traits of all the civilizations we've studied so far. So what are the traits that make an ancient civilization a civilization? There's a video right here, and I want you to write down what those traits are. Again, we've talked about this one, but starting today, you actually could have started last week. Choose a place on the earth that you care about, that you think is really cool. It can be any state in the United States. It can be Canada, South America, Paraguay, Costa Rica, Switzerland, France, England, Scotland, China, India, the Bosphorus Sea. It can be anywhere on the planet. And you're going to give us a tour guide of the place that you think is the coolest, that you really care about. There's a little quiz on the ancient civilizations on quizzes. We have family fun. I don't know about you, but with the quarantine rules kind of like going down a lot recently, my wife and I, following all the guidelines and being very safe, took a trip to the northern part of Clearwater Beach, way up there by Caladesi Island, and had a great time. So what have you guys been doing as they have been relaxing these quarantine rules? Still be safe, but people are getting out and about a little bit more than they were a couple weeks ago. A really fascinating fact, even though we didn't study the ancient Aztecs, they're also an ancient civilization. They're the ones that invented peanut butter. It was not George Washington.
Wow.
The great peanut. He did not create peanut butter, but the Aztecs and Incas did. Again, here's The Little Prince. The book, chapters 1 and 2 are down here.
Some breakfast.
So let's close this out. And let's go back to another share. I'm going to open up my little slide share here. If I can manage to do that. I think that will work. Let's see. I'm still here, just trying to figure this out here. And let's look at the slide share. Again, you can check out this slide share yourself. Here it is. Can everybody see that? Why do we need punctuation? Nod your head. Okay, punctuation allows the author's writing to be easy and read and understandable for the reader. It's a hard thing to believe, but 500 years ago, punctuation, there wasn't much punctuation at all. Punctuation developed as the need for people to read and write increased. When the printing press was created, punctuation became very important. Before that, it wasn't all that important. But once people got the desire to learn how to read and to write, punctuation became very, very important in making our writing clear. Because reading and writing usually just was the people that were in the higher levels of universities. The regular person didn't do much reading and writing. A lot of times they were very illiterate. So we have the period, the comma, the colon, the question mark, the quotation marks, exclamation point, parentheses, apostrophes. What are all these? You've got the period that ends sentences. That's pretty obvious, but some of you still don't use them. You know you should start a sentence with a capital letter. You know you should end it with a period or an exclamation point or a question mark, but it's like, I forgot. Don't forget, it's important stuff. The comma is like a pause in your writing. She has 2 dogs, pause, 3 cats, pause, 1 bird, pause, and 5 fish in her house. So the comma usually indicates there should be a little pause to separate things so they don't get all meshed up. Like You're from East Lansing, pause, Michigan, indicating that this is a city in Michigan. You use a comma to separate the day of the month from the year. He was born August 4th, pause, 1990. You use a comma to separate two adjectives. She was young, pause, beautiful dog. She was a young, beautiful dog. You can feel it when you read something. You by force of habit know that that comma means that you're just pausing slightly before you go on to the next word. Question mark has that sound to it. Will you come over after school? No, it's will you come over after school? It has that questioning sense to it. And to show that it should have that questioning sense to it, the question mark is added. Of course, the exclamation point, summer is in 3 months. Summer is in 3 months. Well, summer is actually closer than that now. But the exclamation indicates strong, sudden feeling. Quotation marks. We had a discussion a couple weeks ago about dialogue and what that was. Dialogue is saying exactly what somebody else says. And you put quotes around it to say, this is exactly what they said. It's not a version of it, it's what they said. What is your favorite color? She asked. Periods and commas always go inside quotation marks. You have the quotation marks outside of the comma. If that was an exclamation point, you'd also have the quotation marks outside of there. The colon says, stop, here's a list. Or stop, the next thing's very important and official. On my trip, I will bring, stop, clothes, pause, a pillow, pause, a sleeping bag, pause, a toothbrush, pause, and my teddy bear. Can't leave the teddy bear at home. When you have a colon in an official letter like that, it means this is an official business letter. It's not just a friendly letter, it's very official. That's why I have the colon there. They're like two eyes saying, I'm important, you're important. That's the colon. The parentheses is something that is like added in that isn't essential to the sentence, but it helps explain things. 150 points. If you don't know what that means, I'll put the number right there, 150 on his math project. So when you see parentheses, it means something that's also included, but it's not essential to the sentence. It's important, but it has parentheses around it, so it doesn't get mixed up with the important message in the sentence. The apostrophe, great tool. It allows us to leave out words. She is becomes she's. Was not becomes W-A-S-N apostrophe T. Wasn't, shouldn't, could've, should've, would've, didn't. All of those words need the apostrophe. They take the place of a letter and they give you a little shortcut. They also show ownership. Whose gloves are these? Mrs. Connor's gloves. So when you see that apostrophe, it shows whatever's coming afterwards belongs to this person. Really important mark there, showing ownership. And then we'll stop there. And I'm going to share a few poems. And again, I apologize. I'm having trouble on Teams with your homeroom, and I'm not able to see certain things. So if you really want your poems shared, I want you to send them to me on my email. That's going to really help me a lot because for some reason today they're not coming up. So I'm going to share somebody else's from this morning, and that would be Zoe. You all know Zoe. So let's open hers and have some fun here. Can you all see that? Nod your heads. Yes, very good. Again, I want to share all your poems, and I do apologize. Again, we will have time to share them throughout the next couple of weeks. Here we go. All right, open up here. Come on, PowerPoint. Do what you're supposed to do. F5. There you go. Tiger, tiger, kids of fire, like their mother, heading back home, but not alone. Volcanoes. Volcanoes shoot fire up higher and higher. Their lava is red, orange, and yellow. They did that for a long time before dinosaurs climbed the mountain of fire. Boom, 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 boom. I like that. Look at this dog. The dog, cute and lovable, short dog, long dog, even small, big and huggable. The words are hidden a little bit, but you can still figure out what they say. Kitty. Kitty is my kitty cat who likes to sleep in my hat. She can go outside where she will hide. She goes in a high place so she doesn't get chased. But Rosie, our dog, who looks like a hog. And finally, Smarty Cat. A dog found a rat and altered the cat. And the cat said, that's not a rat, it's a mouse in our house. The cat chased the mouse out of the house. Cat went on a walk and started to talk with the dog who saw a hog. The hog came out of the fog and the dog howled as loud as it could. And the cat thought it was too loud. The cat wished he was in the cloud. He couldn't hear the dog from there. The end. So very nice. We'll stop this share. Now, if you have access to your poems in front of you right now, let's count up how many people we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 people. 6 people didn't show up for Zoom today. That's a little disturbing. If you have something you want to share, let me unmute.
Mr. Bagby?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
And I'm going to allow you to unmute yourself. Max, do you have a poem to share? Go
Yes,
ahead.
I do.
Great, go ahead.
Okay. Poetry. Poem 1. Clink, blast, snap, boom. These are the sounds my rocket makes. Smash, poof, beep, ding. These are the sounds when my rocket quits working. Poem 2. Animals, animals, animals. Don't forget trees too. They hunt day or night, or even in the morning dew. Animals, animals, animals. They can be our food too. The surprising thing is that we eat frog legs too. The rocket roared at takeoff, spitting bits of fire. Flying so long, it began to tire. Poem 4. Roses are red, water is blue. I am kind, how about you? Poem 5. Kids are as smart as a fox and also as wild as a lion.
Thank you, Max. Who else would like to share? By the way, who's FJ82?
I believe it's Fabian.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, hi, Fabian.
Hi.
Okay, who else would like to share? Nobody? Nobody wants to share their poems? It's got to be poems. Go ahead, Damien. What you got for us?
In a snowy forest, there was 3 men. Rick, Nick, and Fick. Nick was thick, Rick was thick, but Fick was slim. So a wolf bit the hoof of one of their horses. Nick, Fick, and Rick hid behind some trees, but they all fled back home. In their house was a gnome.
Thank you, Damien.
This one's the one that I didn't really like. In a beautiful world, there was Mozart. In it, beautiful music by Mozart, and that beautiful world matched Mozart's. Clean car going not so fast. Vroom, bang! Smoke means fire in the car's engine. The man can only fix the fan. A spear's bore which is fear. It's just a flesh wound. The flesh wound is from a movie I don't think any of you have ever seen. Monty Python and Finding the Holy Grail.
Yes.
When King Arthur just like cuts off like all the knights and just like, it's only a flesh wound.
Yes. Anything else, Damien?
Nope, that was all.
Thank you. Who else would like to share anything? Anything they've been working on or any question? You're all good? Okay, let me see if there's anything else on here. Let's see. Maybe I have one over here. Let's see. That's just science. All right, so if you want to unmute yourself, you can ask a question or make a comment.
No.
By the way, Mila, do you have
Mr.
something?
Bagby,
Yes.
Besides my
Oh.
cat.
Who just
Mr.
jumped
Bag-
away, like cats do.
Mr. Bagby,
Yes, Max.
could I do a tour of NASA or for the geography thing or?
Any geographical location on the planet, Max, any place that you can find information on and become a tour guide because you love it so much you want to share. So any place, okay? Anybody else? Where's my bagel, Damien? I didn't get a bagel this morning. I wanted the bagel. We ran out of bagels. I hope you guys had a great weekend and treated your moms with a lot of love and kindness. After I get done with this, I have to call a florist up in Cincinnati who delivered flowers that were wilted to my mom on Mother's Day. Flowers that were wilted. And they forgot to bring the chocolates.
What does wilted mean?
Wilted means they're droopy. Wilted, you know, when a flower wilts, it starts losing its petals and it droops. I know.
You
I've
don't
been
know
sending-
what wilted?
I've been sending flowers to my mom for the last 15 years for Mother's Day since I've been living down here. And this is the first time that they showed up. Not good.
I ate 6 tacos yesterday.
Damn, droopy.
for
This
Mother's
puppy's ears are droopy.
Anybody else want to share? We got to convince these other 6 people that they need to show up for the meeting. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, Upton Lefton's coming back. He's shaking his head.
Yesterday morning I made breakfast for my mother.
So what did you make, Max?
Pancakes and
Huh?
eggs.
Excellent. Did you flip
I
them?
also made crepes.
You made crepes.
Yeah,
Those are complicated.
and they broke into pieces though.
Oh well. You did your
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed the first 2 chapters of The Little Prince. I think they turned out really good. The page numbers turn exactly on cue when I go to the next page. So I created my own little video in there. And in fact, it turned out a lot better than the first book, the Edward Tulane book. And I hope you really enjoy it. So if there's no other questions, I'm going to let you talk for a few minutes, and then we're going to do our countdown.
I don't know what I want to say.
Did anyone eat any tacos yesterday?
Yesterday I had for dinner. I had
I had such tacos yesterday.